That's a bit of a...
It is. Here we go. We've got the Bayo assault loading. We've got the two factions loading. We're taking a rare occasion to show you what we're loading in with here. Ed, what do your Hawkeyes see?
I'm loading in with a Red Bull, Snickers, and some genuine Hugo Boss 1949's finest. Just in case there's some ladies in chat, you know what I'm saying? But we're loading in, I don't know, Matt. Full screen it up and I'll tell you what I see.
Here we go. Starting from the left side. In game one, we have Rucker ACL Kimbo playing as the Soviets with bulletins, a lot of mines available to him, and 3 commanders that he's saved thus far. Looking at immediately urban defense tactics, he's saved it all the way throughout this Commander Terminator tournament, and he's rocking out in game one of this best of 7 versus Isildur. Ed, what do you take from these two excellent players getting to this stage, and how do you see this one going in the early stages?
Well, Kimberly had a pretty hard slog of it, getting through 59-minute game against Hans yesterday. It may have taken a bit of his energy. Hopefully he's got all the monsters to hand. But Isildur, conversely, I think has just walked his way through it. It's just been really good. Measured play. He's barely lost many games to people. And this is Kimbo's biggest test of all, on the biggest stage of all of his 1v1 career. I'm very excited to see how he handles it, Matt.
As am I. We've got, I think it was this very map. I remember Kimbo was up against Lovenest, where Lovenest started to mount a resurgence, like he old manned him, to use a phrase I've heard a lot recently. And then Kimbo finds himself back on Bayo Assault, as it's now called, but this time in a game 1. So hopefully, for his sake, he's been able to get his tactics and strategies right on this one, with a little bit of spread play and a support weapon focus center, I'd like to say. From Isildur's position, Ed, I would like to call out the fact that the last major tournament he actually applied himself to was the 1v1 Elite Showdown back in June 2019. He won it. So the last time in a 1 vs 1 tournament...
tune's ringing in my ears already, just at the mention of it. Good. So that was last year, and I think he got a King of the Hill win as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he had a bit of a run in King of the Hill for certain. Obviously, of course, the weekly kind of winner stays on format. Kimbo?
It's interesting you say apply himself, because Isildur, I feel he could just win a lot more tournaments if he turned up.
Correct, yeah. I believe actually playing in tournaments is a big, help to winning them. Seeking had that problem. Not Seeking. Creative Name had that problem, by the way. He neglected to play in any 1v1 tournaments before this tournament this year, and then got a really bad ranking. It is what happens, unfortunately. So we've got a nice blob from Isildur against the blob master Kimbo, coming straight through the centre. Combat Engineer is going to have to hard retreat very soon, but he's trying to get him into the open SVT rifles of the Penal Battalion that was waiting for them. But there's these handy light cover tank traps in position.
Yeah, the old dragon teeth, as they were known as. But don't blobber is what we're learning here, Matt. Isildur is saying anything you can do, I can blob harder. That is
back in the north.
3 squads on 1 pixel. Yikes.
Yes, indeed. Nothing to punish them at this point in the game as well, Ed. No mines, of course. No MGs, of course. Perfect time to just go for it. Isildur, though, just have a quick mine, just to talk about it there. That could catch the M3 out later. Kubel, by the way, has picked up its first kill against the Combat Engineers in the north. It's all eyes on the blob right now.
Yeah, Isildur not messing around any timing with his munitions. That shoe mine went down as soon as he hit 30 munis. And it is quite a powerful bulletin to have as Kimbo's for Soviets, because that 6% less mine cost and 10% building faster, they add up over the course of the game, Matt. And it means your first mine can be laid down about 5 seconds earlier than it normally would do. It would be big.
Big shout out to the referees in chat, thankfully reminding me, of course, this is the best of 7. It now says that on the overlay. We're in for the long haul today. Penal Battalions are being forced away on their retreat path. You've got 2 Focus Grenadiers. They're going to get focus fired.
Yeah, and the M3 now rearing its ugly head with a flamethrower inside. Isildur does get an early retreat off. Good manpower conservation from top level pro. You got to say Isildur is one of the most consistent players in this game, if the auto match is anything to go by. But in the tournaments that he does turn up to, he's been pretty damn consistent as well.
Stern Pioneers caught off guard. Don't forget there is that mine. There's also, by the way, the AT grenade of the Panzer Fusiliers. They're backtracking. They're trying to tempt him into this mine. It's all mind games at the moment from Isildur.
Yeah, and these Panzerfusiliers, we have seen another Tiger potential auction selected. So full memes on show today, hopefully in the grand final, would be super ballsy from Isildur.
Certainly.
But the Panzerfusiliers against the M3 half-track, near enough shepherd it now and defend himself until he gets Faust on his Volks.
There it is, the anti-tank rifle nade. So the M3 is going to be out of action for a little while. It's got to give a good shout out to aecohmatt, of course, up in the best of 3 third place playoff. He played with the Jagd Tiger on this very map. There's currently voting for patrons as the new strategy of the tournament award. There's Alpern, aecohmatt, and of course Kimbo, all part of that voting. So if you're a patron, go to the Discord and get that sorted. We'll announce it at the end of this series. But Isildur's putting all the pressure down right now. Kimbo in the north, however, is trying to break out.
Yeah, and I love seeing the shift now in the meta of, we used to just see mechanized 24/7 employed by OKW forces. Instead, we get Kubel into a flak half-track, so respect for Isildur. He believes in his own micro and his combined arms tactics. He just wants to shut off the map as early as he can and as much as he can to delay any T-70 comeback from Kimbo.
Flak half-track about to hit, as Ed calls it, and I'm very excited by this battle so far. I think Kimbo's been under pressure, but you get that pressure by going penal battalions, quite frankly. It's always the case. You're a little bit behind. Don't forget this mine, by the way, TM35. Ah, he swept it, of course he has. Isildur is on fire and on full cylinders right now. His engine's purring. Everything seems to be working for him. Even that double 18-8, I liked it. Did you see that, Ed? As soon as the M3 was repaired, he was in there straight away. Nope. Get that damaged engine again.
Yeah, constantly just keeping it off the field. But the vet one already of the Flamethrower Pioneers, they're about... I was going to say they're about to go up in flames, but the Faust doesn't have enough damage to hard kill the M3 right there. But Flak half-track hitting the field. Getting some
2 seconds,
snipes.
2 kills.
Whoa.
Amazing.
Good engines there from the Flak half-track. But remember, folks, it is 50 fuel, this thing. It got reduced in fuel cost, but still a lot of fuel, so we invest in it to win that early game. Kimbo's read this play from Isildur, and he has gone M42 AT guns with urban defense tactics, so he will be able to put them out soon.
Trying to fire through the tree line against this penal battalion that's hiding sneakily. If we just quickly go to the stats and have a look at even early game KD can matter. Isildur, of course, is ahead against penal battalions. That does matter. But I want to point out the graphs on points held, which I think is pretty important. You can see that Isildur's now had 10 points held versus 6 for quite some time.
Yeah, good point from Point Dexter in chat. Realizing Kimbo does like to debate and eat a lot of Fausts to drain opponents' munis, but as Dexter rightly points out, does give much needed vet to Panzerfusiliers, who are slow to go through the gears in their early stages of veterancy, especially without the recon package upgrade.
There's the advantage of Uber. Oh my god, the Kubel I was just going to give plaudits to for spotting that mine. Nearly gets taken out. Flak off track is set up, however. Combat engineers in dire straits in the centre with the Focus Grenadiers watching on. But the flak off track now battering the M3.
Oof. Didn't have enough vision to finish the job, but there's a cloaked up M42 waiting. Skulking around that north map. Danger close to the Volks getting revealed, but we'll be able to sneak away in time. Isildur got a great MG34 placement though, with Flak half-track spotting for it.
Bloody hell, that's very suppressive. Focus Grenadiers are under a little bit of stress, but do they get another? No, they don't have the Muni anymore. There you go, there's the drain of the Muni, Ed.
Yep. Kimbo's resorting to
grenade on retreats. Does he get it? Oh, that looks good. He gets one Soldaten.
Close, but no
Kubel eats a shot.
Kimbo. Ved 2 Kubel though. Lol. But I was just going to say, Matt, Kimbo's resorted to Velik's advice of how to beat Axis is shock troops in an M3. And it is
the famous Von Ivan.
M3.
The famous Von Ivan Mubot command. You can tell that Ed's been watching a lot of the Von Meister. Second M42 joining his brethren. So we've got the familiar Bayo Assaults double AT gun strat. Isildur going for all-out anti-infantry suppression. Double MG flak half-track. So an early T70 here is of course going to be going to have a really nice pocket of activity.
Isildur, a man after my own heart with this build order. 2 MGs by 9 minutes. Haven't I said it a couple of times before in previous casts? I think it's a beautiful build. It's so strong in terms of locking out the map and keeping Soviets under control. You usually have very pesky and numerous infantry squads early in the game.
Oh, there's the M42 finding him from afar. I got into this game back in the Co 1 days, Ed, and it was all about mines back then. Everybody built mines and was clearing mines. It's how to play elite level. And I can now finally say that I feel Co 2 is really not... I think it's surpassing Co 1 in terms of skill level and also the tactics and strategy diversity now. We're finally seeing true elite level efficiency from all players in the late stages of tournaments, and it's beautiful to watch, isn't it?
Yep. As Dick Van Dyke with his chimney sweeper swept that mine, but has to run all the way home. The Stern Pioneers, as they get chased off by the M3 clown car. Oh, MG could go down. We're talking about the double MG, but one was super exposed in the south map. Flame car's gonna pick it up.
Photon Grenadiers could help out here. They need a quick penal battalion. Snipe. They can't get it off. We do see an incendiary grenade, though, and the flak half track's in position. Can he stop? Oh, but the flak half track's getting punished himself now. Oh dear, oh dear. Kimbo's going to be able to get that MG and possibly drain a little bit for Silder's reserves. No, we do have a flank coming in from the Panzer Fusiliers, Ed. What can it do?
It's got 28 munitions, so it can do an 18-8, but due to that G43 upgrade package, the Volks there did not have enough munis to snare the M3. Kimbo is going to bait the M3's life here to try and get rid of the Econ Fusiliers, but it's looking like a bit of a throw. Nope, he's just abused the long mechanic time to throw that nade. Loses it anyway. +1 there for Isildur.
Just about, but he loses an MG, so I'd rather, of course, have the MG than the M3 the longer the games goes on, but at least he mitigated it. And it must be said, Ed, that Kimbo's problem against Loveness was not his decisive lethality in a linear approach. It was the overall map control, if you remember. He was able to like demolish Loveness in the early games due to superior kind of concentrated micro. But as you see in the north side of the map, Isildur is currently capping, well, we'll go to the tap map to show this off, capping the north side of the map whilst all of this is going on. And that wore Kimbo down over a best of 7 series last time. So let's hope for his sake he can, you know, try and wrestle the map back whilst this is going on, Ed.
Yeah, Kimbo's very up in your grill, face-to-face technique of playing Code 2. He wants these short-range units, and he's got double shock troops. This is one hell of a bleed of manpower if you can't control these correctly. But doing all right with them so far. It's forced off the flak half track. Isildur's having to retreat back to lick his wounds at the moment.
I suppose the question we love our boxing analogies, don't we, Ed? But the question we got to ask, Kimbo's clearly like a Mike Tyson late 80s. He's a destroyer in the early rounds. Does he have the stamina?
In with a towel on his head and brown noise.
And the sneakers on, yeah. He's a destroyer, but does he have the stamina and the heart to take it through a best of 7? We're going to have to wait and see. Kubel backing away, Flak watching on. It's a smoke grenade to smoke him out as the shocks advance. Meanwhile, in the centre, combat engineers in peril. Got engagements all over the bloody place.
King Kubel could be in fear of his life here. Isildur needs to keep backing it up because Kimbo's not going to retreat. Yeah, he's going to go for the kill, then retreat.
Nice work.
What? Doesn't get the kill, the Kubel armor OP.
And we got fusees on the retreat path, Ed. They've got grenades. They're top. He's thinking of it. Does he just need the G43s? Is that all he needs?
No guts, no glory. Didn't go for that nade on the retreat path. I don't think he'll get the red cover soon enough. That shot's very healthy. Obamacare all round. Yep, he's home safe.
Indeed. Cool. I don't think there is I think a lot of map makers have stopped using negative cover. It's just the OG relic maps that tend to have it. And I think Crossroads and stuff. But this one doesn't seem to have any. Panzer Fusiliers getting forced away.
Good nade though before they left. That's a lot of bleed on the penals.
It certainly was.
Danger close to getting wiped there. Quite lucky with the spacing. But another MG in the build for Isildur. He just wants to lock down this map as much as he can. And he has denied the T-70. We're in the 13-minute mark now.
We've just got Panzer authorization. Penal battalions are going to get splattered. But we do have the M42s in position. So Isildur's going to have to rescue this very quickly. Stern Pioneers are first to the scene. But how much of the health it's dissipating? We're down to 60% already. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah, and the Stern Pioneers are on the front line and not there to help fix the vehicles. Panzer HQ does sort out some of the penals. They're getting very low.
And 42s are persisting though, Ed. They're getting some good shots in. Penal battalions forced away.
Just about get out in time.
Schwer's
Kimbo
down
caught
to
it.
30%, Ed, oh dear. He couldn't get through. Kimbo protected the AT gun's flank, and he's got a decisive strategic lead now. Flak, Panzer, Schwer headquarters is taken out. And the Foch could die too.
What can Isildur do here, though? He doesn't have many troops, only 2 Volks with 1 Panzerfusilier.
There's that decisive,
but not much of it.
there's that decisive, incisive play from Kimbo. He spotted a weakness and he exploited it. And we just saw the flak go down. These AT guns are godlike right now. Panzer Fusiliers are going to gun for them. They're going to go past the penal battalions. Possibly.
Forced error there for Isildur. Went a bit ballsy with a Portland Schwer. It did look safe as houses behind his fuel point. Does drop a nade on the shocks, gets some kills, but Vet 4 now for those Panzer Fusiliers, incidentally. But that's a big blow to Isildur, Matt, from Kimbo, who has just been outplayed territorially with the VPs for 15 minutes. That is his first big blow and comeback off the ropes there.
But same story again there, Ed, as you rightfully mention. It is all the territorial control could catch up with him. Maybe not this game. I'm not suggesting for a moment Kimbo looks like to lose this game. But over the course of this series today, best of 7 with a break halfway through, you know, he has to watch out for this because he won't always be as sharp as he is right now, Ed. Right now, as to use the boxing analogy right now, he's bobbing and weaving. He's using that...
Round 1, isn't it?
Yeah,
let's
exactly.
see how he is in the championship rounds. But for now, though, all we've got to concentrate on is Kimbo has bled himself dry a bit with these double shots. As mentioned earlier, if not managed properly, they can work against you as Soviets, where your comparative advantage usually is manpower over your opponent. Some soft retreating here from Isildur. AI expert.
Yes. And he tosses a sneaky grenade in there. He couldn't quite get the back. Yeah, indeed. But he's got a Foch grenadier on the retreat path. That's stylish. If he gets it.
double AT gunner in trouble. If this Volks pushes through, no. He chooses to stay.
Yeah.
Could have had the AT guns both out of position there. And on the move with both shock troops not around to help out.
Kimbo's he's got a lot of fuel right now. I think Tony Blair and George W. Bush would like a word with him. we believe he has capabilities. Anyway, he's got a lot of it.
Mind is a weapon of mass destruction. Gotta go clear him out, boys. But yeah, with the shock troops mentioned earlier, they're gonna be a pest now with smoke. Vet 2, super fast cooldown on their nades. They are so rigid and hard to push off of. Ooh, push off of VPs. I take an inhale there as the flame nade nearly roasts them.
Nearly indeed.
Helping out and all.
I mean, he's got it. To finish that, he's had a great incisive strike so far, hasn't he? It's been surgical. It was awesome. But the flak half track is up again. The Schwerpanzer headquarters, as Relic would have you call it. And Kimbo's actually down on victory points, Ed.
Yep, but crucially he has stalled a P4 or a Panther that could have come out by now. So that...
Oh, those M42s there.
Cost of fuel to have to build a second Schwer. It's put Kimbo back and near enough equal pegging, but Kimbo now is just going to do the big fat stall. He has 1 tech building, and that was at the very start of the game to get the penals out. So he does need to go home and spend a lot of manpower on Tekken. Think about that, folks, in the background.
On Tekken, the fighting game.
Tekken.
Oh, sorry, Tekken, my bad. Of course, it's got to be pointed out that Isildur's scrim partner in the lead up to this taunt was Dev M. And Dev M does have that jugular approach like Kimbo, you know, so maybe he's used to the scramble at the start and trying to survive through it and persevere. Just as a theory there. Oh, Satchel!
Come to reality. Dirty penals. They do have that one big wiping unit potential of the Satchel, like he said. 3 seconds to get the hell out of there, and sometimes if you don't get the nade called out, oof, it can be deadly.
As we saw in that last game we cast, Ed, you know, it can happen, can't it, with the nade call outs, and 3 seconds suddenly becomes only 1 because you only have... Yeah, anyway, the Kubel, by the way, up to 3 kills, veteran C3. Why is it the Kubel often outlives all of the vehicles?
So he can self-repair now, that Kubel crew. Feels good. Sustainability. It's an Elon Musk Kubo.
Oh, we just had a smoke from the... Oh, it's a flare, isn't it, of course? There we go, there's a flare, and let's see what he can see because of it.
Yep, 35 munitions, but guaranteed uncountable vision, so hashtag worth. A bit like the mortar of Soviets. I like the shock troop play here from Kimbo. He really is roughing up Thistledor on the inside. A lot of close quarter engagements, map permitting. So he's kept a good commander for this map. And a KV2 when it comes along, it's going to do work.
Also worth calling out, by the way, that him, Kimbo and Prodigally and a lot of the other Polish guys were playing KV2 heavy strats last year. So it's a good kind of thematic call out to that. Sturmgewehrs versus shocks in the north. That could be bad. We've got a shock grenade nearly evaporating the Faust grenadiers.
Yeah, King Kubel, Bet 4 is going to chase down the shock troops. This could be the wipe of a century if it pulls it off. Oh, it doesn't even shoot. It had a weapon malfunction. Had to clean the barrel.
Not now, Hans.
That was unfortunate.
Oh, but no, the Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers are there.
Yeah. Good sense there to try and get on the cutoff from Isildur. I like it. I like it. He pops. Breakthrough tactics, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell, did you see that point get decapped in a millisecond?
Oh, God, let's have a look at that. Pretty cool to see,
Gonna get another one. Bam! And that's a muni point, by the way. See you later.
That's going down faster than a coronavirus pint when the pubs reopened, you know? Straight down the hatchet.
The Stizzly, or whatever they call it now, where somebody downs a hot dog in one.
What?
Yeah, it's a new meme going around the internet.
Yeah, just keep your private life to yourself, Ed. We don't want to hear about it.
When I'm mingling away in my free time.
This mine, the first mine planted, by the way, is still just sitting there like a sunflower or something. Not been touched.
It's just a constant reminder, you know. Come through the mid.
It wasn't the best positioning because the M3 always would have had to go round that well, so it never really got in danger close, really. Maybe you could work on that. Panzer Fusiliers again on the flank. Maybe they'll be luckier this time against the Vet 3 combat engineers. They're trying the Kimbo dragging, as I call it.
Yeah, don't quite get the accuracy though on the move. The G43's a bit better when you sit down. They can start to snipe models there when static. But no, he's just pushing for the points here. Is Isildur? Well, what about that territory play for him? And it's just showing in terms of the VP count and resources. He's lost his Schwer, being able to build it back up and get a P4 out before Kimbo gets any medium armor. King Kubel sniped by Penals though. He may trade Penal in return.
Oh, the Penals could pay the price for their temerity. Will the French Grenadiers pick them off?
They had 3 Penals though. They're tough. Tough as old boots.
Oh!
And they just skipped out. Vet 2, MG34 couldn't finish the job. P4 now for Isildur on that. Do you think this is the right call given that it's 22 minutes into a game? Kimbo's got all of his tech up now. You know there's probably a KV2 coming when you've seen baby AT guns. What do you think on that P4 call?
It's the natural call. It's obviously a little bit late now, but 7 minutes late thanks to Kimbo's aggression. And yeah, of course the M42s haven't actually been able to gain that much veterancy, so it's got a window of opportunity before they become Terminators with that Vet 3 and the rate of fire bonuses.
Yep. Just because you may have a bonus to moving on accuracy on the move, it still doesn't equate to accuracy standing still with your units and sitting down on your shots, especially on retreat paths. With STGs of the Volks, it's worth running alongside them and keep toting away. But with rifles and semi-automatic rifles, it's usually hashtag more worth to sit down and get that extra accuracy bonus.
I'd say Kimbo's had a lot of late retreats now, Ed, with one squad member with 1 pixel of health, but I mean, I think it's going to be Isildur that's going to need that look now, because we have the big boy, we have Klement Vurashilov's howitzer variants on the field, the KV2.
Suddenly that P4 looks very meek in comparison to the KV2.
Oh dear.
And there's only 2 Volks to begin with, remember, so We could see another Panzer Fusilier needing in the build here with the AT upgrade, potentially.
Kimbo about to get double fuel as well, but she's going to have something to join the KV-2 very soon. 2 Rakettenwerfers is the call from Isildur, so strategically apt choice there, should help him out.
Oh, the remnants of the first shred. Hasn't even been sucked up for 5 fuel yet. The P4's just going to have to do a little avoid of the KV-2 at the moment, just try and pick off on the flanks some infantry models, but it has taken some damage, so it is within snare distance. Kimbo's charging forward with it.
Oh, that's brave, isn't it? That's very brave. First Grenadiers, no powder there, but look at the attack ground overshot from the KV-2.
He's going to keep the squad there as bait, as double Raketen sets up.
Satchel in the south. Dodge.
It could be a dead KV-2, man.
Got to keep an eye on 2 things right now, because the First Grenadiers were low, and they get... No, the Panzer Fusiliers get out of there. But the KV-2 also survives. Meanwhile, First Grenadiers have gone into wipe some of the veterancy from that M42, and they continue their advance, but they're getting burnt out here, and here comes Big Clement.
Good undercut there from Isildur.
Oh!
Had Kimbo focused on his KV-2 whilst he double pushed his M42 AT guns. Great play there though, but he could get a satchel. No, MG42 is going to get the head out of there in time. M4 will cover.
We are going to, of course, sponsor one of the units today from our patrons, backers. We've got Beichi, who's a major, $20 a month. It's her KV-2 now, so Beichi. The Bay. Is that how you even say her name, Ed? Have I said that correctly?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
so.
BAE.
It's not like Biachi, is there, or anything? Anyway.
Have I got you? No, no, it's Beichi. Wow.
Good.
Probably would have been told off for saying it wrong by now if I was, so I'll rely on that. Yeah, Isildur can't rely on now the map control he once had in this game. As going into a P4 when knowing the KV-2 is around the corners was a bit of a bold move, but has not paid off for him so far. Kimbo nearly had one on that KV-2 bad boy map. Good bug splatter squad at any given moment.
It could. It's so dangerous. Look at that First Grenadier is so clumped. I think the green cover saved them there, but the Rakettenwerfers are in a decent position. Now, Ed, we have to bring attention to the fact that Kimbo, of course, only has 117 victory points, and look at the population caps. We've got 69 Kappa Pride versus 68. So, yeah, this game is anyone's to play for, but you have to be putting it in Isildur's favour on account of the much, much higher victory point count.
It just makes any VP capping now for Isildur like watching a very scary movie. It's going to be on tenterhooks with his squads. Look at that HP, just one model remained. That was quite lucky that it wasn't a full wipe. I've seen it happen.
Yes, indeed. Panzer IV's going in the north as the Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers push in and force away that stolen MG.
36 kills on those Panzers. He's used their
Oof.
mobile accuracy so well in terms of defending. He didn't even have the G43s insta upgraded on him, so for a while they just had to deal with Car 98.
KV-2's going in, Ed. Well. Oh, going in and making a huge play there, destroying the MG with one more shot. He's surely reloaded. Overshot, perhaps. Hits the Raketen instead, but the Panzer IV comes in the south. There's a penal battalion's push through the centre.
I'm in the build now, map, folks, and this is going to be Isildur's final answer to KV-2. It's going to have some dive and push potential now with the penetration of the Panther. Shock troops, though, just walking through these G43'd up Panzer Fusiliers. It's great as well to get that upgrade because you can never drop the rifle. It's so good compared to LMGs or guards who are like confetti with their weapons.
And here
Sitting on his
comes.
own mine is Isildur's P4. This could be bad.
Oh, it didn't detonate though. Actually overshot,
Beautiful
nearly
miss.
attacks these shock troopers. Here comes the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Are there any Rakettenwerfers to help capitalise on this? But no, the Panzer IV is going to go forward as well. The M42's back up. Panther marches on. There's a lot of mines planted. This could be the death for Isildur if he rolls over them.
Picked a good course. Unbeknowingly shoots a mine with the P4. Hashtag
Assault
calculated.
artillery as well, Ed. It's all coming down.
Isildur's got to either commit or go out. He's lost the Panther. Couldn't get the final shot. Does drop an absolute
Tell you though. Oh my god.
The hard out. Engineers run for their lives, but the KV2 folks crucially is still alive. The P4 could dive and full YOLO this. Come on, Isildur.
Well, here's something crazy.
No guts, no glory. Where are you? He's not going for it.
Destroying both M42s when Kimbo's a bit Oh no, he's going to get one back.
Yeah.
I was going to say it was a bad trade, but it wasn't that bad if he got rid of all the veterancy and the weapons. But in the end, it was just a failed push, and the positioning of Kimbo, the calmness under pressure there to reposition the AT gun saved him.
I think your stream has been obliterated by that.
Has it?
That breakthrough assault artillery mat as well. Yeah, we may have lost the odd frame, but nice little radio cast down there, fellas.
I'm gonna nuke the replay buffer then. I think it's the replay buffer. We'll just nuke that feature for a while until we know I can handle it. But anyway, should be able to handle smoke and artillery now.
Welcome back to full visual and sound. Shockchip still toting away, eating a nade. Kimbo does not care, he needs VPs. Isildur desperately wanted to close this game off fast, but two highly vetted engineers means the KV2 is fully fixed and ready to go again. 15 kills, Vet 2. Soviets' pride and joy.
Oh, there's that KV2 over the centre. Panzer IV watching on. The surviving M42 joins in the fun. Got Vet 5 Focus Grenadiers trying to stop the advance of the shock troopers, but the KV2 is merciless. This thing has 17 kills already.
Oh, shock troops could go down at Vet 3. Oh, instead the Vakeddon goes down, but the STG folks didn't follow up. They were on attack move, I think. Just staying at maximum range, sadly. But Isildur keeping Vet 5 squads alive this far has been pretty damn impressive in itself. Must say.
He's got to survive now because the KV2's knocking on the door with a very large hammer.
People in desperate need of repairs. Vet 3 stern power, so we'll have that buff repair time. So 2 ticks there for Isildur. One crucial thing I would like to say, Matt, the difference between... Oh, so we see a Pioneer wiped in the flamethrower drop. The difference between the KV2 and an ISU 152 is KV2 can fire on the move, as well as it always does damage even if it doesn't pen. Now that was crucial against the Panther push, because it didn't pen the Panther, but it was still doing damage to it with the velocity of its HE shell, and made all the difference there for Kimbo in surviving that big dive from Isildur.
Raketenwerfers are getting absolutely smashed at the moment. The Panzer IV's looking to save the day. But this double team, without the Panther on the field, the Raketenwerfers are absolutely sitting ducks in the face of wanton howitzer aggression.
Could we see the double stall, like Jagdtiger stall for Isildur against Kimbo's stall?
Oh my god!
Could be the answer.
He's got a long time to stall though, of course. 720 manpower, all importantly, with the constant manpower attrition. Look, he's only got 29 right now. Constant manpower attrition with KV2. It's going to be a long old stall, I tell you.
He's got 69 PopCap cap claws. Oh, KV2 taking a lot of damage there. Kimbo doesn't need to be eating the smoke, and shock troops lose 4 models as well, so a lot of manpower bleed for Kimbo means he can't capitalize on this position and churn out some more T-34s or supporting Katusha or an Su-85. Isildur's kind of managing the tide at the moment pretty damn well.
We've got Isildur indeed in tide management mode, as the riptide or the tsunami that is Kimbo ebbs and flows all over his village. This bloody KV2 is an absolute battleship, isn't it, Ed? It's just he's playing World of Weeb ships, as you would call it right now. It's General Yamamoto.
All the anime logos on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Super Yamato. KV2. Anti-air rockets, just in case. But no, I think I much prefer Isildur's build order as we go into the later game. 2 Vakeddons, 2 highly vetted MG34s, like I said earlier. They're going to prove crucial, especially for OKW. You need them, I feel. And wow, this is going to be Kimbo's blunt hammer approach versus Isildur's skill and guile. as we transcend into the late game.
Like a Monty Python surgeon with a hammer, just hammering away versus Isildur with his scalpel. Vet 5 Panzer
Jagdtiger could change that story. Really damn
could
fast.
indeed. Come on, a Jagdtiger, that would be so cool. Yes, it was cool in the best of 3 third place match. It was cool. But it was just a third place match. This is the grand final. A Jagdtiger in a grand final will be levels of hype that were previously unfathomable in this community.
Before bouncing the baby AT gun shot twice in a row. Look at that fire rate though of the AT gun, man. 3 shots within about 4 seconds.
Just like raindrops, so isn't it? He isn't, you know.
None of them pen, but it's
Look at every single one's bouncing.
On?
He's not even noticed it's raining yet, Ed.
Oh,
not even noticed.
Lord, that fire rate. Whoa. 6 bounces though.
Looks like he's up against the Tommy knocker, you know, with just the constant... What's that noise on the hull of the tank? Oh, it's just a Sherman.
Good old side skirts, eh? 29 kills of that P4, so not to be sniffed at. Has got 1 vehicle kill. And Event 3, I do believe it gets a faster rate of fire itself. Yes, it does. Yeah. That's a good key veterancy upgrade for the P4.
North side, we have important capping by the MG34. If he can get the centre, which is currently, I was going to say it's exposed, but it's a trap, quite frankly.
I wonder what the 2020 Vision's pros in chat would think about that P4 that could have dived to KV2 on 1 HP. Do you think it was a misplay there from Isildur or good?
There was a few times he could have dived, and the one time he did, it was a failure. So I think, you know, for example, there was a Kubel incident that could have been very juicy earlier on, but let's not write the man off quite yet, because 106 victory points remain, ouch, as he's about to cap the centre, which will reduce Kimbo to double-digit figures, the psychological milestone.
Due to the VP bleed of double shocks and penals.
2 folks grenadiers capping, they need to hard retreat now, get out of there!
Likes dancing with death. But no, with Kimbo, he's finally been able to squeeze out second arm. It's taken 36 minutes due to the manpower bleed of double shocks. He's down to 100 VPs as we hear the announcer crack in. That is a 1 HP across 5 models. Folks, they need to get out of there.
Triple cap as well, Ed. It's a
up.
triple cap. He's going to be on about 60-50 victory points by the time he rescues this. North side victory, victory point. The T-34 does go there to allow the penal battalions into the scope. So let's see what he ends up with. It's not going to be as low as 60 as I suggested, but oh my god, Vet 3 shocks are looking low. That could be bad. Throws a sneaky smoke grenade, however.
Expert timing there from Kimbo. Calculated by the Polish prodigy there to perfection. Sternpire's Vet 4 need to get in the cap. Help out down the bottom against penals, but he's going to fix up the P4 first.
Ed. Oh, he's gone Panther, damn it. He's gone Panther. He's ruined the dream. Let's hope he cancels the Panther.
Panther and assault artillery again. He's going to go for it, but this time delete more of the map. Yeah.
KV2 just wantonly driving over Germans there. That's quite beautiful, isn't it? It's, if you're a Russian, at least. It's a nice scene.
If you're a soy boy watching, crying about Volk's lack of power, well, Isildur's just shown what he can do with 2 Volksbenders and 1 Panzer Fusilier. He's managed to fight against this heavy infantry composition of Kimbo, do massively well with it.
T-34 scouting for the KV2 right now, which is dominating the centre. Izzy's trying to cap the southern victory point just to keep his advantage firm and allow for the second Panther to arrive. Just like Operation Citadel, the Battle of Kursk. We're waiting for a Panther to save the day. Let's hope its transmission does not break. And Isildur, from his point of view at least, can vanquish the foe that is the 36 kill Vet 3 KV2. Sorry, did I say 36 kill? I meant 39 kill.
Yeah, clocking every second. But 34 kills for the P4, so he's catching up. Good stun nade there from the Sternpires. So they flash around the corner to drive off the shocks. This is getting desperate times now. Both forces are getting to pretty much full army comp that their manpower will allow.
Double fuel for Kimbo.
He
can even replenish his stock should he lose the KV2, so that's the dire straits strategically as he is in. We've got the biggest killing unit on the field, the 42 kill Panzer Fusiliers, in a little bit of jeopardy, but they evade the shot, it's all good.
Yeah, just scoping now for these Raketans from downtown. Cannot pen though, the KV2.
He's there, he has 200 munitions. Oh, he's just used something, he can't use the assault artillery immediately. Nice grenade there, Panzer Fusiliers dodge the papachas of the pinned shock troops.
Good sneaky mine there from Kimbo. As later the game goes, the mines have more impact. It's the opportunity cost of losing a medium or a large vehicle at the moment, and that mine nearly wiped the Panzer Fusiliers there. 42 kills, you don't want to lose that.
Certainly do not. Let's check out what's going on in the north. It's Penals versus Folks, and a tale as old as time itself. Vet 4, I was about to say, it's been Vet 3 for a while. It finally hits Vet 4, does the Panzer 4. We've got the Vet 5 MG34 in peril, needs to escape, but it's under the watchful gaze of double tanks from Kimbo. Missing though.
There's only one repair. There's no mechanized building up for Isildur, so it's just one repairer against two of Kimbo's. So in the armor attrition, favoured the one with the better repair rate.
Kimbo wants him to come onto him here. He's got a Vet 3 M42 waiting. Vet 5 Folks Grenadier dies, but he gets a Faust off. Could that be the death of the T-34? One more shot required. Can he get it? Is he going to go forward? Is he going to chance it?
It doesn't matter. He's getting an Su-85 to replace it. That was wholly the correct play there from Kimbo. Trading a T-34 for Vet 5 Volk at this stage of the game. That armor composition from Isildur was wholly worth it, but he even keeps the T-34 alive there. Good
Not
play
even a trade.
The pole, yep. But could lose a Vet 3 penal for free.
There he is,
And
headshotted.
Snipe on max range. Great play there from Isildur.
T-34 ambles away. Folks Grenadiers could be gunning for them if Isildur does not target the northern victory point. Meanwhile, Vet 4, Panzer 4 is about to hit Vet 5 with one more shot. I spoke too soon. One more shot after that one. Panther going in, Ed. He's going in. He's got the assault artillery ready as well.
Yeah, and he's kept the engineers busy repairing all the time, so they haven't been able to lay mines. It's a free right to passage to flank the KV2, but Isildur thinks better of it. It's got an idle P4 getting fixed up, so not until that's ready, I don't think he'll go in. And an Su-85 now popped onto the field for Kimbo. This is going to be rough.
To interrupt, I always have to do this to myself during these late game skirmishes. Sometimes people get too concentrating on the tanks, the Vet 5 infantry, they forget the victory points. And right now we've just seen Isildur decap the north and cap the centre, and you can't overstate that enough. This, if he holds firm with his composition, which is possible, double Raketenwerfer, Vet 5 MG34, Vet 4 MG34, he can finish the game off now, Ed. So all this talk about Su-85's this, Vet 3, KV2's that, if he loses his victory points, it's all for nothing. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even as you said that, I forgot about the DPs. I hadn't looked at the top of the screen in a while, especially when you're knee deep in a really sweaty game of Code 2 for these two players. You've got to keep one eye on it. But P4 getting a bit low now, half HP. After coming around the south flank, showing his hand is Isildur. Perhaps he wants to
look at this monstrous lineup from Kimbo. He's willing. This is the Soviet way, Ed. You will the guy with half a leg missing on from your position with your commissars, you know, and your huge chariot with a big howitzer on the front.
It's exactly how Kimbo's playing the game that he wants to play at the moment. He doesn't mind about those low VPs. This is exactly where he wants Isildur.
Oh, he's getting the rhomboid of death, though. The Jagdpanzer Fear is going to be on the field very soon, and that takes a while to be fully effective, Ed. It's not great when it first comes on the field. It's all about that veterancy with that thing.
I'd almost rather some overs at the moment, because the infantry is going to be dangerously bad for Isildur. And OKW tanks can't cap points. It's bad now. So
back tech to ISGs even would be good. I know he's up against tanks, but a bit of smoke to finish off. The ram here! Panther's been rammed, he's shocked! Jagdpanzer's coming in to tag in for him as the shock troops look likely to die. Vet 5 Panzer 4 comes in. We've now got the assault artillery falling death from the sky.
Goodbye, FPS. It was nice knowing you.
Should be fine. I hope it's fine. I've stopped the replay capture. I think we should actually see this artillery barrage. Tell me in chat if we see it.
see it taking out a hell of a lot of moles, squirrels, and any other
Pheasants!
wildlife that was...
A pheasant just died.
Yeah.
There we go, guys. No more replay capture and AEcast. We're just
Lucky
going to keep
bastard
with
is down.
ultra settings, and you're going to have to start clipping again. So Ed's going to be saying, somebody clip that, after a big moment.
Like the 80-year-old guy playing PUBG.
Yeah.
But no, I think Isildur just clung on for dear life there. P4 survived, Panthers survived, and T-34 was taken down. So slight win there for Isildur, but lost a lot of map presence.
He's just gone for the third truck as well, so KT, he's not going to get a KT. He wants the repairs on the fly, because he's only had the Stern Pioneer all this time. But that's not a bad idea, you know? Keep these tanks ultra fresh.
Repairs, yeah, it's been desperate for a while. Just now has had the manpower after the Jagdpanzer to be able to do that. I do believe the Jagdpanzer, though, is a ballsy choice. Could have been another P4 or Panther. But basically PopCap feels OKW late game, man.
Jagdpanzer's not in a very good first affair in the battle. It's not gone very well at all for him there. She's been penetrated through the front multiple times.
Well, he was there to
M42's...
catch the shots whilst coming around with the left hook of the Panther, but not...
No, this is the real hook. The right hook of the double Rakettenwerfer's in position, but the shock troops has them. He catches it with his glove and he throws a huge haymaker with the grenade.
Good play there from Isildur. Coming at multiple angles now. This is better. Does lose the Raketten, gets hard killed in the crossfire. So no one will be able to pick that one up. But if anything, maybe it's a blessing in disguise for Isildur. Frees up some PopCap. Perhaps get some Obers out. Or another infantry squad at least. He needs
there it is again,
captain
Ed. We've got to keep an eye on this. In the north, the Panzer Fusiliers are going for a cap. But in the south, Kimbo has it covered. He's got the Vet 3 shock troops in position. So that he's going to keep on with his 53 victory points. He's going to keep bleeding Isildur down. And he's not got the big, heavy victory point count he used to, Ed. 175 now.
Yep. He's almost tilting in the balance there of Isildur. Primed for a big push, but he's got the wrong tanks with the high HP at the moment. It's only the Jagdpanzer, so can't do much.
It's an oblong. And what is it going to do for us? Not much at this rate. Oh, he finally gets the KV-2, but it eats an M42 shot in the meantime. Meanwhile, Panzerfall could finish off the Vet 3 shock troops in the south. Keep an eye on that one.
It'll be a big pickup if he could get it. There's just one model left now. P4.
Goes stationary,
rate
but
of
misses. He goes stationary,
one
but
more shot.
misses. Has he? Oh, misses again, and now he's susceptible to the M42 and the Su-85, don't forget.
Great use of blitz though from Isildur. Had to do it. Did do it.
Keep an eye on the centre for me, Ed. We've got the MG setting up. We've got the Vet 5 Focus Grenadiers pushing in. This, again, it could be the end. I'm telling you, the victory points are getting low.
Yep. Isildur though, getting on that decap. KV2 busy getting repaired up. This is his chance just to get in some kind of field position. Get that VP. He's got the MG, Vet 5 now, MG34 set up behind it. Good repositioning here from Isildur. He'll be calling the shots for the next engagement. But it's a second Su-85 for Kimbo.
What?
Okay, full on. He just wants to wipe the tanks out because he knows
For the
there's not much
Su-170,
infantry
Ed. That's going to be 2 times 85 millimeters. Mammoth tank capabilities. Just spraying in anti-tank fire through the centre as the KV-2 volleys death to any squad that dares try and cap, saying that these Focus Grenadiers are no longer the last resort of Germany. They're veritable Ubermensch at the moment, trying to win the game for Isildur, throwing their lives on the line. Do they get the cap?
They will do, but they've lost the north, or losing the north. Nobody's been south in quite a while. Feels 1066 Vikings, man. And no munitions as well for Isildur, so he wouldn't be able to save for that FPS busting ability.
This Jagdpanzer's useless. What was that?
Feeding a lot of vet though to the Su-85, and that's useful for Kimbo.
It is. Vet 2 penetration, Vet 3 rate of fire. The Su-85 has become, for my money, the best tank destroyer pound for pound in the game. I'm not saying best overall. I'm saying pound for pound for what it costs, man. I love a good Su-85.
Good stuff though from Isildur. He's clocked on to the south, is free. Finally marched down to Hastings to go cap that flag. And but Kimbo in return is capping the mid. Has got a KV2 behind it with 2 Su-85s and a baby AT gun, which is slowly becoming MVP with this Vet 3 and the amount of damage and work it's done.
Let's do a tailor tape. We're about to hit 50 minutes in a second now. Let's make sure Kimbo's not going to come in for the kill. He could be coming in for the kill. We've got no time to take account of our stocks. He's launching himself at Isildur. He's got the SU-85 Vet 3 leading the fray, looking for the Jagdpanzer, but backs away now. Meanwhile, the Vet 5 Volksgrenadiers think better of it. Kimbo has a veritable death ball.
Yeah, I think the time for Obers has passed. Isildur needs another snare out on the field, be it a Panzer Fusilier or a Volk. Just having one snare around it's hurting OKW's chances to really catch these allied armoured off guard here. As an SU-85 nearly takes out the JP4 there. That was quite unlucky to get the double miss.
Schwer's just revealed its position, by the way. The SU-85s could get very hungry now. And the fact the shots are laying their lives just to keep the position so he can fully track it. Maybe. Maybe just dying a little bit, who knows.
54 kill KV2 though is coming in. Friendly's killed 1. 0 poops given by that KV2. What it shoots at.
Rakettenwerfer's setting up. They back away from the shot grenade. Volksgrenadier spotting, but it's a dangerous act with the 54 kill, as Ed puts it, the KV2. Meanwhile, in the south, Izzy's capped that point. He's got the MG setting up behind the rock now, and he's going to look for a flank. Yes, that's right, a flank for the first time in 10 or 15 minutes on this position.
Yeah, got a flank to come out of your base sometimes, and he is being a bit base pinned here by Kimbo. He's putting on a really good display. I mean, Isildur is no slouch at all. And the young kid from Poland is pulling out all the stops here.
Oh, he is!
Charges in, is finally going for the death push.
He is. He wants to get it. He's looking for that KV2. He wants to get rid of that veterancy, Ed, but he's losing to the SU-85s. Now the SU-85s can't turn fast enough, and the Panther pushes in. One of them's really low down now. Panther's targeting him. KV2 watching on. Volksgrenadiers looking for a Faust. Oh, loses, gets the Vet 3, but he sacrifices everything. Jagdpanzer's like, wait for me, guys, I want to play. He finally makes his arrival, smashes through the husk of his former brethren, and the KV2 backs away. Now Isildur's going to be looking for a cap head. He's going to use this maelstrom of chaos. He's going to try and use it to finish the game off, quite frankly. Can he hold firm, though, with the assault RT as well on the base exit? He's going to try and do it. This is his last stand.
Could lose the Volksgrenadier in the north if he does not retreat against the KV2. He's just realised it. Oh, and he gets lucky. They're going to get away.
T-34-76. Fresh from the Ural Mountain factories, trying to stop the cap, but the cap is in. He drops down to 49 victory points, but the shock troops, both of them veterancy free, are veritable Terminator squads, pushing through the centre. Isildur's last stand has turned out to be his final sacrifice.
His cap in the north VP whilst losing the mid. He's capped the fuel down south of an MG. I think that needs to be directly on a VP now, helping out in the mid. As the P4 goes into the build, did have cancelled the rebuilding of Raketen. He's going to have to rely on this Vet 5 beast of a Raketen left. Kimbo's going to steal one though with shock troops, so that's no slouch, that Raketen crew. And Isildur did finally go for it. Do mention he is one of those players who loves to build up his force to full before he does any big plays. Didn't pay off for him there. Kimbo held on. And those SU-85 fire rate from the veterancy provided by the JP4 helped out so much as the final Vet 5 Panzer Fusiliers go down, and that's GG game 1, Matt.
He was starved of oxygen. He had no choice but to tap, but what a game. 53 minutes of sublime action. This is what we came here for.